Flyers shoot down the Jets with a 5-2 victory. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Patrick Glynn, and welcome back to the Orange and Black Attack. As the Flyers come away with a 5-2 victory last night as the Philadelphia over the Winnipeg Jets. I'm doing this after work. I did catch the game, but I was unable to record last night. But the Flyers do come away with a 5-2 victory over the Winnipeg Jets. Solid game today. The Flyers were due for a little bit of a breather type game. Not a laugher, but a breather type game with a solid 5-2 victory. Let's get into this game. First period, the Flyers would strike first as Brayden Schenn would get the Flyers on the board as he's able to wrist it past the Winnipeg Jets goaltender, and it's 1-0 Flyers. That was on the Flyers' very first shot. On their next shot, Matt Reed's able to dive and get the puck to Michael Raffl. Michael Raffl wrists it past the Winnipeg Jets goaltender, and we are tied. And it is 2-0 Flyers. The Flyers would hold that lead going into the second period. That is the first time the Flyers have actually held a 2-goal advantage going into any period this year. So hopefully things are starting to turn around. In the second period, Dustin Byfuglien gets the Winnipeg Jets on the board with a little one-timer in front, gets it past Steve Mason, and the Flyers lead 2-1. But later on in the second period, the Flyers would not be deterred as the ageless Mark Streit takes a shot from the point and it bounces off the goaltender and into the net, and the Flyers have a 3-1 lead as they get back up by 2. But the Jets would strike later in the period as Blake Wheeler gets the puck in front, and he does basically the same thing that Byfuglien does and gets the puck past Steve Mason on a one-timer, and the game is now 3-2 going in to the third period. But the Flyers would clamp down defensively, and then later on, a shot from the point falls its way right in front to Wayne Simmonds, and he's able to put it past the goaltender for a 4-2 lead for the Flyers. And then Brandon Manning will cap off the scoring with an empty net goal as the Flyers come away with a 5-2 victory. Solid game throughout. This is the most solid I think the Flyers have played since the beginning of the year against the game against Los Angeles. Steve Mason looked absolutely wonderful last night, made a couple of key glove saves in the second period and also in the third period to stop the Jets right in front with flashes of right-handed larceny on the Jets. So the Flyers do come away with a 5-2 victory. I don't have the goal scores for you. My 3-star, I don't have the 3 stars of the game because I forgot to write them down. But the Flyers do come away with a victory, with a 5-2 victory. Hopefully, this will get them on the right track as they got one more game left on this homestand. It is Saturday afternoon at 1 o'clock against Tampa Bay as the Tampa Bay Lightning come to town. That game, I believe, is on Comcast Sportsnet as the Tampa Bay Lightning come in to take on your Philadelphia Flyers. No Steve Stamkos for the Tampa Bay Lightning as he is hurt. Big news coming out of last night's game actually was that Shane Gottisbehere was a healthy scratch for Andrew McDonald. So I'm thinking that maybe Hackstall was trying to send a message basically saying, even the stars are not immune to being benched on this team. So Flyers do come away with a 5-2 victory over the Winnipeg Jets. They will play each other one more time in March, but it's a solid win tonight. Just got to come back. Hopefully they can end this 4-game homestand. They're 2-0-1 so far on this homestand. They got one more to go as Saturday afternoon at 1 o'clock as the Tampa Bay Lightning come to town to take on your Philadelphia Flyers. That is 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 10 o'clock, I believe, for those who live on 9 o'clock for those who live on the West Coast. I believe that game is on Comcast Sportsnet. And as I always end my episodes, good night and good hockey.